Imagine choosing nursing and being told it's not a real profession. Let's talk about it with nursing expert Dr. Jenny Uguru. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Rts Share Tea, where respiratory therapists live out loud. With me, your host, Linda Fry, the Asthma Lady. Yes, welcome everyone. Welcome to anyone new. And today I am so excited because we are going to be talking about the current state of the nursing profession and the federal policy change that could reshape nursing education. All right. But before we speak about that, I just have to say thank you to my guest, my past guest co-host, Dr. Anthony Santella, who started the conversation on the Federal Department of Education policy change that could reshape the public health pipeline and the current workforce. So this episode is piggybacking off that episode. And I'm very excited to have nurse expert, our guest co-host, Dr. Jenny Uguru. Hi, Dr. Jenny.
Thank you.
Yes. So, yes, thank you so much, Dr. Jenny, for being here. Guys, before I let Dr. Jenny take over the show, I am going to read her accolades so we can understand why I had to have her on the show, how she connects to this topic. All right, guys. So, give me a minute, pull it up. Okay. Dr. Jenny Uguru is the Director of Nursing for Quality Management at New York City Health and Hospitals Woodhull. She received her associate's and bachelor's degree in nursing from CUNY New York City College of Technology, her master's degree in executive leadership and healthcare management from Long Island University, and her doctor of nursing practice degree in healthcare systems leadership from Chamberlain University. Dr. Uguru has clinical and leadership experience in acute and critical care nursing, ambulatory care, maternal child health, and oncology. She is certified in many specialties and received a fellow of both the New York City Academy of Medicine and the Academy of Diversity Leadership in Leaders in Nursing. Dr. Uguru has a passion for leading by example and providing quality patient care while addressing the concerns with impact patients and their ability to care for themselves. Dr. Uguru has guided, supported, encouraged, and inspired many nurses and non nursing staff and colleagues to pursue and achieve professional growth and development. Finally, her dedication to population health and caring for the underserved underscores her lifelong community commitment to health equity, community service, and engagement as she actively volunteers to participate and develop events which positively impact the health of the community and also strengthen and uplifts the community. We speak the same language, Dr. Jenny. Yes. Welcome, Dr. Jenny.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored and privileged to be here. Thank you.
My gosh, Dr. Jetty. And guys, just for some context, we used to work at the same hospital, so we know each other through that, and that's why I say we speak the same language. Because when I was doing all the asthma stuff in an underserved community, we work together a lot. So yes, and I'm very happy to be reconnected.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So, all right, Dr. Jenny. So we're gonna get right on it. So like I said, not too long ago, I had guest co-host Dr. Santella who was talking about the Federal Department of Education policy change. And I want to know when you heard this policy change that's coming, what were your first thoughts, especially with all the accolades and credentials, and I guess I want to say higher education is important to you. So what did you first think?
So my first thoughts were troubling because I do a lot of mentorship. and I
Mm,
mentor a lot of nurses and non-nurses.
yeah.
And I know what it means to want to attain higher education. I
Yes.
know the cost of it personally.
Yeah.
And yeah. And I also know what it means to have and hold those credentials and what it says about you as a person and as a professional. So
Mhm.
I was very troubled when I first heard it and didn't really understand why.
Why?
So, as the research scientist that I am, I did my own
Mhm.
digging. But that was
Mhm.
my initial thoughts. Very troubling. Very troubling.
Yeah, for me too. And I want to say, and I think because we're both in the LinkedIn space, I remember there was something about that where sometimes when you see the letters that follow behind someone's names, some folks feel like they might feel like sometimes they feel intimidated by it or they don't like it. And I think we spoke about this briefly where it's like I don't see that. I see investment. I see someone investing in their craft. That's all that is. When I heard this news, I'm like I also too was troubled by it because to me is it's important to those of us who um we want to we want to showcase like listen, this is I put a lot of time in this, it's so and I really care about this and providing value to the healthcare system. So yeah, that's I totally agree with what you saw, and especially for nursing. It's like this is yeah, child. That I you never want to play with nursing ever. Um
True. But I even
right.
want to take it one step further because it's not only how I see myself, but it's also how others see me. And I know for a long time people have said, why? Why go back to school? Why get another credential?
Mm,
Why do another certification? Why? Because if I could do it, others can too. So it's not
yes.
just about me and the way that I want to be seen or a value that I place in myself. It's that I want others to see me and to be able to say, wow, if she could do it with all of her experiences, with everything that's happened to her in her life, then there's no reason why I can't do it also. So it's also about uplifting
Absolutely.
others.
Absolutely. Yes. And like you said, the mentorship is everything in healthcare and being able to like just see yourself in that person. Absolutely. Totally agree. So yeah, so before we talk about what's going on in the field, I want to hear, so let the listeners know, what got you into nursing and within just being the expert within everything that you do and even becoming a research scientist, how did you shift into all of those, being in all those spaces?
So many, many moons ago, just kidding. So when I graduated high school, I knew I wanted to help people. That
Right,
was always my thing. So in high school, I actually worked in the library. So I helped like pass out books and help people find books. I also did a lot of tutoring and mentoring then also. So when I was getting ready for college, I actually wanted to become a nursing assistant because I
okay,
saw all these commercials on TV and I said, yes, I want to help people in this way. And I went with my mom and I dragged her out to Manhattan to a school for nursing assistants. And I was so happy and excited. Oh, it looks just like all the commercials. And I
right,
sat there and I'm being interviewed by this woman. And I honestly can't remember exactly what I said, but I
okay,
remember her looking at my mom and saying, City Tech is having an open house today, like right now. I need you to put your coat on and I need you to take your daughter there and enroll her in the nursing program. And I said,
oh,
"No.
oh, right, like
I'm
right
here.
now.
What are you talking about?" My
Yeah,
mom put her coat on, said, "Jenny, let's go."
yeah,
And we went to City Tech and she enrolled me in the nursing program. And the rest is
nice.
history.
Yeah.
So I knew that I definitely wanted to help people, but once again, I started off doing one thing, and God had other plans, and
Right.
those
It usually is like that.
out. Yes,
Absolutely.
totally
Usually
been like that.
is like that. Yeah. I was supposed to be a a pharmacist and ended up in
Wow.
respiratory. Yeah, you see, and I mean, better match. So, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so you definitely got the call. Um, and so what we can do is go back to talking about being in school. So let's talk about school. For current or future nursing students listening, how do you think what's going on with everything you're seeing will affect them? Like especially the
I think
young
it will.
ones.
Yeah, I think it will affect people significantly, especially as times are hard financially for everyone. And I know when people think about school, even me myself, thinking about going back to school, you start thinking
Yes.
about the
The
finances of it
finances.
all.
How am I gonna do that?
Finances. How am I going to be able to afford to live, to eat, to
Yes.
do any of the other things that I enjoy doing,
Yeah.
if I'm paying for school, or if I have to at some point after I graduate have to pay these exorbitant amounts of money? And honestly speaking, when I was younger and I qualified for federal aid,
Mm.
I used it, right? I took it and I used it, but I did not realize at that time that I would have to pay all this money back.
Right. I don't
Right?
think any of us
And
really knew the gravity of that.
nobody thought
I don't
about
think they
it.
don't
Like,
break
I
it down to
remember
you like
being
that.
Yeah, I remember being like 19. I
Yeah.
graduated early. I was a nerd, still am, but I graduated early, and I remember being 19 and getting like checks for thousands of dollars. Like,
Right.
oh my God, not realizing that this money
Yeah.
still has to be paid back.
It got to go back.
So as I got older, and now, back then I was living with mommy, and now the bills are
Mm.
billing, as the young kids
Mm-hmm.
say,
Okay.
you still make money, but you still have to pay that money back. So I
You
think the
have to.
impact on the younger children is going to be a lot, or the younger students is going to
Hmm.
be very burdensome for a lot of people, especially if their family is thinking about taking out loans.
Right.
Sometimes people put, liens and on
Yeah.
property and things just to be able to afford for their children to go to school. And I know for organizations that are paying for people to go to school, it's also a cost, right?
Yeah.
Everything is a cost
Everything.
when you try to work it out. So it's going to be very difficult for a lot of people to decide if they want to go beyond an undergraduate degree, because that is essentially um what this what this is
Policy.
saying. It's what this
Right.
policy is saying. It's saying that yes, we can afford to give you loans up until graduate. Once you take
Yeah.
graduate school, so that's master's level and above, you're pretty much on your own.
Yeah. Yeah. It's and I also wanted to point out and Dr. Santella, he was trying to like explain it like that too, how they miscommunicated what exactly the policy was trying to do. So it's not like it's a complete like enemy of us as professions. Like it's really trying to balance out the cost of education, like but the language that they use, like nursing and these professions not being a real profession, I think it threw everything for a tizzy, especially on social media. And then all the nursing memes, I mean, they're hilarious. Like the memes we were seeing where nursing would be like, oh, so I'm not a nurse now, and and all of this comedic stuff that we were seeing, but we knew that it was coming from a place of misunderstanding and the profession feeling hurt, because nurses, you guys do so much and care for so much, and then to hear the words like nursing next to not real profession, it's almost insulting to hear it like that. Um,
And
but yeah,
transparency is what it is, right? We're nursing is being removed from the list of professions. So, yes, it's not saying that nurses aren't professionals, but
right,
if you
right,
are removing the title and many other titles from the list of professions, um, then essentially what are you saying, right? And
yeah,
I can understand why a lot of my colleagues feel like, oh, so nursing isn't a profession anymore, right? My New York State Board of Nursing license comes from the Office of Professions.
right,
And if it's
exactly. What are you saying?
exactly, and if I'm no longer under the list of professions, then what are you saying? So
What are
I
we saying?
understand why yeah, I understand why people are highly upset, as I was also, and very disappointed in the Board
Correct.
of Education.
Correct. I'm also I have a public health hat too, and we both do a lot of community stuff, and it's like we know this stuff, especially in underserved communities. We know these professions are necessary. And and we're going to talk about the next topic is the future. Like we are in an aging population. Like, the boomers, and we're talking about, so folks are living longer, but the concern is the quality of life. We all want to live at the optimal level of our lives. What does that mean when we have these professions that are, I don't want to say being attacked or anything like that, but yeah, the language that we use is very important when it comes to
And when
communicating these things.
And when you think of the need for research scientists and for people in the field of nursing and caring and compassion, for us to be able to do the necessary research to be able to improve life for our aging populations. We are all aging, right? Every single
Yep.
day we're aging.
Okay.
You need to have a graduate degree to be able to do research, right? So now you are limiting the amount of potential people who can really fix these systemic problems.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
that's something else to think about. And aging is definitely something that I'm really passionate about. I am a geriatric resource nurse.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. On a
yes,
list of
it's
many
part
things
of
you do,
yeah,
Jenny. Good Lord.
many things I but because I am a fellow of the Royal Academy of Medicine, and they're doing a lot of work on the aging population, and working with architects and looking at how we can build places where people
Mhm,
can
the
still have
environment.
community, where they can still have independence, but where
Yeah.
they can still feel cared for and still have healthcare professionals when they need them. Um,
Yes.
Looking at robotics and being able to,
Mhm.
help people stay at home longer and,
Right.
be able to function independently longer. You need research
You
scientists for
need
this.
it.
You need
It's
people who
it's
have
and
graduate degrees.
and no, no, no. We're listening. I definitely think, as we're dealing with, especially, I have aging parents, and I think of these things all the time. Like, what and I think aging faster sometimes than what we expect. I think
Mhm.
with everything going on,
Yes,
and these are things you just really touched upon a very important thing. Like, folks wanting to stay in their house longer, being independent longer. And these things are very, very important because the struggle is real. It is.
it is.
Especially in our underserved communities. It really is. Um, and with that being said too, so now, okay, because we're right. So we started talking about the future. Um, let's reel back to nursing school, right? And we mentioned the price. Everything got a price tag on it. Um, how what tips would you give to, let's say, nursing students right now, or those trying to get into nursing school? Like, how would you have how would you be able to say for them to manage debt? How have you seen someone manage their debt, or even yourself, if you willing to share that? What tips? We need to know the tea on that. Like,
So, everyone's the way everyone lives is different,
different.
right?
Yeah.
The key is trying not to live above your means. And,
Yes.
I say that even with a laugh because I went to the supermarket the other day. I spent $250 on 2 bags of groceries.
It's
Like
insane.
within a week and
It's
a half, the groceries were gone. So I say to myself, what does living above your means or below your means, what does it mean?
that
Um,
is
how how to handle debt is how a lot of people handle debt. They work 2 and 3 jobs. I don't know many people who aren't working multiple jobs, and
that's
especially if they don't have a partner. Because with a partner, hopefully who's also
right.
working, you have someone to keep the bills, the
Right.
responsibilities with. But I don't know many people who aren't with the partner, who aren't working the 2 and 3 jobs just to be
Yeah.
able to pay their bills and to be able to
Correct.
have some money to survive. Paying back student loans is not a joke. I tell
It's
people
not.
when they're like, "How do you do it?" I say, "Go back to school so you can get your loans deferred again."
Get it deferred. Get a
Get it
timeout real quick.
deferred. So, it's a joke that I've always given my friends when they're just like, "Why are you back in school?" Because I don't want to pay the loans. Let me put it
Yeah.
on timeout a little bit
Yeah.
longer.
Oh yeah.
So it's a
I've
joke that
told
I
folks
always
I'll be dead. I'll be dead by the time that thing. I'll be like, I'm in no rush. I'll be dead by the time I'm done. Because it's just
it's a
it,
lot. It's a lot.
yeah.
The best
Oh
thing
yeah.
best thing that happened to most people is getting the loan forgiveness.
Right,
That
right. So
President
the
Biden, that he was able to get that approved, and then it wasn't approved, but a lot of people were
right,
able to take advantage of that. I still
right,
send a lot of people to HRSA, the Human Resources Services Administration, because they
okay,
still have a public loan forgiveness program. That's the window
okay.
is actually open now. I know it's not the time to plug,
Excellent.
but I need to plug
Right.
that.
No, 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 plug.
HRSA.gov. Please go and see, if you do have
Right,
outstanding student loans, if you do work in public service, you can fill out the form, send it to the different places you've worked. If they're,
uh-huh.
federally qualified, meaning underserved populations, patient
Right,
populations, you can get your loans forgiven to a degree. So I do tell people that that's an option for now. We don't know how long that's
right,
going to
how
be.
long?
The door
Yeah.
is open, so definitely take advantage of that. But it's not easy, and I also say take advantage of organizations that are willing to pay for you to go to school, that are willing to give you some kind of reimbursement, even if you pay out of pocket at
Right,
first. They're able to reimburse you, and also pick schooling or programs that is something that you really want to do. Don't just get
right,
degrees to get degrees. Get the
right.
degrees that are going to get you a job, even if it's a future job that will
Mm-hmm.
allow you to realize, or have that return on your investment. So that's
Correct.
the advice I can give to the
Investment. No, no,
younger
no,
students.
Dr. Jenny, that's great, because I think um we don't want folks to get deterred away from higher education. It's like, still go. You just have to really collect your resources and figure out, how am I going to do this? But there is always a way. We've all, I think we've all had the, how am I gonna do this at some point.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we get it done. Here we are. I mean,
And the last thing is to join a professional organization. I'm a member of many, as you can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Join a professional
Sure.
organization. Almost all of these, well, all of the professional organizations that I'm a part of all have scholarships. It just
Right.
takes you writing
Yeah.
about what you do, what your passions are, how you plan to give back to your community or to the profession, um, for you to be able to get some money to help you with school. But of course, you have to be enrolled in a program to apply for these scholarships. But they are available. And I know people who have paid their entire way through school just on scholarships that they had available. So,
Absolutely.
besides being part of your professional community, and joining the professional organizations, it's really important to also tap into the resources that they have available for continuing education and professional growth and development also.
Excellent. Yes. Great, great, great tips. Um, and so, and we spoke about briefly about the future of I said the future of AI, the future of nursing, because I'm thinking about AI. So yes, talk to us about more about what you think the future for nursing will look like. So we already spoke about the aging population, but stuff like that, telehealth, AI, anything in between those things. What do you see for the future of nursing?
I think it's all of it. Um, but one of the things that I don't feel here in the United States that we've really tapped into that some other countries are looking at is robotics and the power of robotics in healthcare. I actually did a publication where I did an op ed a few years ago in the American Nurse Journal that was
Nice.
titled, yeah, it was all about robotics, and it's like, will robots replace us, right? And it's really telling nurses that we need to get involved in AI and all of
Right.
this technology. Um, you can't hide from it. It is
It's
here. It's on
here.
the coming, right? When you say Siri, call Daddy, that is AI.
Yeah. It's
Right?
a part of
And
our
they
daily
say calling
lives.
daddy. You want daddy mobile or daddy home, right? So all of that
Yeah.
is AI. We can't hide from it, but I do think it's important for us to be a part of it.
Part of it.
It's important for us to think of to talk and be a part of the diversity piece of it and make sure that these algorithms are for everybody and not
Yes.
just for a limited number of people. It's about
Yes.
making sure that our equipment reads our levels. I have darker skin. I know if you put a pulse
Yes.
oximetry on me, it
Oh,
may not
yes.
read the same way that it might read for my Caucasian counterparts. It's being a
Hmm.
part of the design of
Correct.
the equipment that we use. It's being a part of the design of the systems that we use, and it's being a part of systems that can really transform the way we care for people, whether in the hospital, which is where healthcare has always sort of been
Right.
around, focused around someone being sick and in the hospital. But it's really
Right.
talking about exactly what we're talking about with the aging population. How do we provide the same quality of care outside of this hospital,
Outside.
in the community,
Correct.
in the home,
In the
in the social
correct
settings, in the churches, in
environment.
the schools?
Yes. Yeah.
It's in the environments I say where people play, pray.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you have to think about what life looks like outside of the
Out of the
hospital. That's the
hospital.
reason why I
Absolutely.
became very passionate about ambulatory care and this
Mm-hmm.
concept of people not having to sleep in the hospital.
Correct.
And of course, that's how I got into community health because it's
Mm-hmm.
being able to reach people where they are. And you know all about that, Linda. I see
You
you in the
you
street.
know.
We're out here making sure that our community is informed,
As
that they're
facts.
healthy at home. That's the kind of
Yes.
stuff that I'm about.
We outside. It's a fact. The influence that we have in the hospital is like, okay, but what about when you back home? What about when you outside? What about when you at church? When you at school? When you everything you're saying. That's why I say, Dr. Jenny, we speak the same language. And I'm like,
We always
I I
have.
I right, I couldn't handle what was going on sometime inside the hospital. I said, The same person is coming back over and over and over again for asthma. It's mind-boggling, especially with children. It's like it's sometimes they can't help it. It's the environment. So yes, I totally agree. Totally, totally agree. Um, and as far as AI, and I've had a few episodes around AI and especially around chronic disease management. It is in our best interest to be a part of those designs, conversations, implementation, innovations. I agree. So I'm also in in that space because I want to make sure we're at the table. We're part. Yeah,
Absolutely. And
makes
that,
sense.
sometimes if you don't get invited to the table, you build your own table and you
Correct. You.
bring the people who you need to have at that table. And we
Mhm.
all have resources. And that's why I say, when taking it back to the profession of nursing and the graduate degrees, you need the people who have the experiences and the knowledge.
Mm,
You need the educators who are providing this
mm,
higher level of education. You need your PhD who can create their own research and their own
man.
science. You need the DNPs like myself who can use that knowledge to be able to transform healthcare, transform the lives of patients and of staff, right? And of our colleagues.
Mm,
We really need everyone at the table. We need those higher level professors and those educators to teach the next generation of. So we
absolutely.
need all of these people to we need our profession. We need we need our profession to stay a profession.
Excellent. Well, Dr. Jenny, I mean, you just closed out the episode in an amazing way. I mean, yes, just preach, 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 because it is it's just a scary time. But I know the proof is in the pudding that these systems, um, just everything that we've talked about is so necessary, so necessary. Dr. Jenny, I want to say thank you so much for your time. Feel free to plug away anything you have going on. How can we find you? Social media handles, whatever. Plug away.
So yes, everyone can find me on LinkedIn, Jenny Uguru, Jenny,
I love that.
Uguru. Very easy to find.
Hmm.
I am scheduled to do some conferences this year. I definitely want to put a
Okay.
plug in for AAA again, which is my
Okay.
ambulatory care nursing organization, where myself and one of my nurses will be there to do
All
a poster
right.
presentation. I have some things going on with Stigma for healthy work, and to just provide information and education and to network um, with my colleagues who are doing amazing things nationally and internationally. I tell people it's important to attend conferences because you
Is
will be amazed at what some organizations are doing and some of the
yes.
things that you can bring back to your organization to make the quality of care better, to make
Hmm.
the care that the staff can provide better, and to be able to provide so that they can also have great experience, right?
Oh
Because
yes.
I've always told my staff all the time, if my staff are happy, my patients are going to be happy. And that's
Thanks.
always been my stance,
Of
right?
course.
So I need to first, my priority is to always make sure that my staff have the resources that they need,
Absolutely.
that because they are also a resource. So making sure that they have the resources that they need, it's a double entendre. um, so it's really making sure that everyone has what they need to be able to provide the best quality care for their patients, whether they're in the hospital, outside of the hospital, in the community, at home. All of it matters. And that's why we go out
Yes.
into the community when the weather gets nicer. It's freezing here in New York. But as the
Right.
weather gets
Yeah,
nicer,
we all know.
we will
Uh-huh.
be once again outside, making
Outside.
sure we are touching our community, because I know it means so much to be able to go out and meet your community where they are.
Absolutely.
And we're hoping to go to Magnet this year also, which is the largest nursing conference ever. I was there last year. I think they said 17,000 nurses. Um, so yeah, huge numbers. So I'm hoping to be there again this year. And I'm presenting at the nurse practitioner organization this summer also. So
All right. You all set.
AANP with one of my colleagues. So there's a lot of amazing things that's happening in my life, in my career, and I'm
Amen.
blessed and thankful for all of it. I have an amazing team, from my
Mhm.
boss to everyone, including my previous staff, who are just continuing to do amazing, amazing things. It truly is a blessing.
Amen. Listen, I love it, Dr. Jenny. You know, I always loved your energy. I appreciate you so much for really bringing the tea today. Um, and I hope, guys, I want you guys to continue the conversation. Let us know. Do you have any concerns? Do you have any questions? Are you excited? Are you just what are you seeing and how do you feel? Let's continue these conversations. For anyone that's in the healthcare field, what do you feel about these policy change? Respiratory therapists, nurses, public health educators, all of us, we are all on the same team, and we should continue these conversations. Guys, for any of you who want to connect with Dr. Jenny, I'm going to put all her social media handles, and I'm going to also link in HRSA. HRSA. I'll put that in the description for those that are looking for help with their school loans because we know that's important too. All
If I
right,
could just
guys,
have one
go ahead, plug.
Okay, so my mentee, Alanda George Banfield, she actually started a Pearl Foundation, which is all about make health your wealth.
Okay,
And I will be doing a presentation for the first time on the 20th of this month, which is all about heart health and
okay.
managing your hypertension and diabetes with a strong impact on self-care. I really want to
Hmm.
focus on self-care and how to take care of yourself so that you don't get a chronic disease. And if you
Right.
do, just because we know that stress is such a huge component
Oh yeah.
of yeah, of any kind of chronic disease. So we want to help people manage that. So please, I'm gonna also share it with the Asthma Lady so that
Yeah,
she
sure.
can
I'll
also
put it in the
cover
description.
me. Thank you
Absolutely.
also.
Absolutely. Thank you, Dr. Jenny. Thank you, guys. Remember, we are here on most podcast platforms on Wednesdays. RT Share Tea is also available on YouTube on Thursdays, except for when I'm on vacation. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.